Hi, this is Renee from Emerald City Fabrics, and today we're going to take a look at the Midnight Magic Quilt Kit from Moda. This quilt kit features fabric designed by April Rosenthal of Prairie Patterns. So you have here Moda's, the boxes they provide that show the quilt, finished quilt on the front. On the back we have another photo of the finished quilt and a list of what it contains. This quilt is going to contain laser cut letters, the pattern and fabric for quilt top and binding, and the finished quilt measures 78 inches by 85 inches. So let's take a look at how this is all packaged inside. So we have the little thank you card from Moda, inviting you to show your finished work or even your work in progress. Here are the laser cut letters you'll need for the quilt kit, and these are iron-on letters. Here is the pattern. The pattern is Boo. It is pattern number 157 from Prairie Patterns, and this is something you can purchase separately. You can also purchase the laser cut letters separately. And we have a triangle template for use with the pattern. And then finally we have the fabric. This is going to be enough fabric to make the quilt top. And the binding. You will need to provide your own batting and backing fabric. And you'll note that in this case, this quilt pattern uses a couple jelly rolls, so there's a little less cutting. And then we've got 3 different fabrics here, a plaid and a couple of small florals for making the binding and the sashing, borders, stuff like that. So let's take a look at the pattern. A lot of folks ask what type of pattern it is, you know, what sort of cutting, sewing you're going to have to do. So if we take a look at this, we see it is cutting a little bit of fabric, a few 2.5 inch strips. Mostly you're going to be using the jelly rolls. Be sewing those together, then using the triangle roller that's been provided there to cut some triangles. And we've got a description here of which ones to cut. Now, because you bought the quilt kit, you won't need to be tracing this template that they've provided here. And it looks like we sew together a lot of half hexagons, half triangles into rows to then put together to make the finished quilt. And then in case you happen to want to make this pattern again with your own fabric, we've got the patterns for doing the applique letters, or maybe if you want to like change up the quilt and put a couple more letters on there. So it looks like a pretty basic pattern, nothing too involved in the sewing. And so there you go. That is the Midnight Magic Quilt Kit from Moda Fabrics with Midnight Magic Fabric by April Rosenthal of Prairie Patterns.